Hello and welcome back to Pine City Apiary. Today we need to make some top bars. So I'm just going to make a few and go through the process of what we have to do to make a top bar for a top bar beehive. So I've got these scrap pieces that were once a 1x3. They're odds and ends that I got from the local lumber store, and got them next to nothing, so that's always good. And what I have to do is measure over 17 inches. So 17 inches, that will be where my cut is at. Alright, so my table saw base is too small to set up a fence, so I'm just going to have to eyeball it. Alright, they all are the same size. None of them are running proud. So the next step that we have to do is take and put a saw kerf down the middle of these. To do that, we only want to expose just a hair. And we'll use a fence. Now, this wants to be so the depth I like, and looks to be halfway through. So we will go ahead and go with these settings. And when you do these, always be sure to use a push stick, because that blade can hurt you. Alright, so that is only, what, 5? I need more than 5. So I'm going to have to find some 1-bys and rip them down. But I don't have them right now, so that'll have to be in the next couple days. But I've got enough to continue with the process to show you what to do next. And that next is to put my brand on it. Alright, the next step is to take my brand and brand it into the top bars. Now, some of you may remember the branding iron that I used before, and I did a video on it, so I'll put up a link for that video. But that was one that my dad made for me because he knew I wanted to do this, and it was inspired by one that my dad made back in like '77 or so. When I helped him out with his bees, I would brand all his frames. So he did some searching through his barn, and he found that branding iron. So he gave that to me, and I gave him back the one he made for me. I'm doing this inside. I know some people are going to get mad at me, but I'm having problems breathing. So let's. This is the propane torch. They didn't want to light. They didn't want to stay lit this winter, but it's lighting and staying lit now. So I think it was just too windy. Now I do this not because I'm afraid of anyone stealing them, but with the top bar hive, it's difficult to know when you take the bar out. It's difficult to know the orientation. So this gives a good visual cue on what the orientation of the bar was and should be. This is very hot. Alright, so the first one wasn't as, you can't see it yet. First one wasn't as dark as the rest, but at the end they came out pretty good because the iron was plenty hot then. Alright, so the next step now is to take and glue up some of the tongue depressors and put them in here. But before I do that, I've got to change my battery because it's almost dead. Alright, the next step now is to take the tongue depressors and glue them into the curves that we sawed into the top bars. Last time I used the full tongue depressor. I think this year, or this round, I'm going to splice these in half. Not that it's going to save any money or anything because these are pretty cheap, but I wasn't all that happy with the way that the bees are drawing the comb off of those. They left about half of this exposed. So I would like to see them attach it more securely to the top bar. So I'm going to try slicing these into half. So it wasn't exactly in half. Okay, that's a half fail, but I'm going to use them. Try to do a better job of getting it in the middle. It's better. It's not bad. Okay. And then I just run my finger down to try to knock off some of the excess. Alright, so these tongue depressors are being used to help guide the bees to make straight comb. What I have to do now is wait for the glue to dry, and then I'll dip these tongue depressors in beeswax. Alright, so our glue is set up now. So the next step is to dip these into some melted wax. So I've got some beeswax here melting on this electric griddle. In the past I've made foil trays myself, and they never really work well, but these little pie tin things you can get, the foiled pie things, they work perfect for this because they're, you know, about the same size. So we'll let this get melted down, and then we'll do a dip. Alright, so we just put it in the tray and we dip into the wax. Alright, so we got one dipped. We'll do the rest of them same way. Just dip it into the wax, pull it out. Right, and that's the last one. So that's all you have to do. And this will help the bees drawing the comb from the bar. So that's how we make our top bars for our top bar hives. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. We hope that you liked the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up for it. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. We certainly appreciate that as well. Thank you very much.